July 30th, you guys, here we are. We're back. Keith Archer with Ultimate Egg Cure and Ultimate Shrimp Cure, high octane and the regular. Lots to talk about. Summer's been crazy. Summer steelhead fishing's been epic. I've heard lots and lots and lots of reports of people catching more summer steelhead than they've ever caught in their life. Quote unquote, best cure ever. This, that, and all the above. Thank you for the compliments. Thank you for the reaching out and sharing those sorts of information. And most importantly, thank you for sharing pictures. Pictures say 1,000 words, right? Lots and lots of people having a good time out there with the shrimp cures. So I'm here to help. I'm here to coach. I'm here to take you down the path. If you guys have questions, again, reach out. I'm here to do so. So let's talk about Fall Chinook, all right? Sockeye season was epic over in Brewster. Lots and lots of fish, lots and lots of fish. My word, what a run. The way things are shaping up, we've got a summer steelhead return coming up to Columbia that's bigger than normal. We had a sockeye return coming up to Columbia that's way bigger than normal. And the way things are looking, okay, I got a chance to fish all weekend. I hooked 5 Fall Chinook this weekend, okay? It's July. It doesn't make sense, okay? These aren't summer kings. These are Fall Chinook. They're early, okay? So when you have early fish, that's the early component of the metric of the run. That means that it's going to be a big run, okay? We usually don't see these fish until mid-August like this, early, the 10th of August. So I'm going on a limb again, as I did with sockeye, as we were wanking on those early. It's going to be big, okay? One of the number one tactics for these Fall Chinook when we're out here in the Columbia River is to pro-troll coon shrimp, okay? So this is really important. I want you guys to pay attention with this. This is something that when we launched in the springtime, we had some people that had some difficulties with some of the coon shrimp coming up a little bit softer than normal, right? Some of these outside companies, commercial companies out there make some great shrimp. One of the things that I've done when I've made my shrimp cure is I've made it versatile for hover fishing, you know, bobber fishing, these sort of things. And yes, pro trolling is another tactic, but again, we've got to firm these shrimp up a little bit more. So what do we do to do that? Salt, okay? Salt is your friend. Now, when I say salt, I mean adding 3/4 to 1 cup of extra salt. And lately, okay, more recently, I've been switching over to sea salt, natural sea salt, Morton's natural sea salt to do so. The big thing with these shrimp, we have to rotate the jar, okay? Now, I did these up right before the start of this, okay? You can see some of the chemicals still left in the bottom. That's a component of some of that extra sea salt that we've added. One of the things I want you to do daily, okay? So I want you to go in and flip your shrimp, okay? Shake them up, just give them a little shake, flip your shrimp, okay? I want you to do that for the first couple of weeks. If you're doing that, okay, with the proper amounts of cure, right now, with the Ultimate Shrimp Cure, regular shrimp cure, I'm running typically for the Fall Chinook, 4 ounces, 4.5 ounces. So that leaves you, there's 14 ounces in a bottle, right? Okay, that leaves you 3 quarts of shrimp out of 1 jar of the shrimp cure, all right? So we go 4.5 ounces of shrimp cure, okay? We add in the natural sea salt, okay? About 3/4 of a cup. You can go a cup if you'd like. Okay, we add that in, all right? Now we go 2.5 cups of water, okay? Do this real quick. .5 cups of water, all right? I'm gonna grab the lid real quick, 1 second. Left it over there on the counter. We're gonna shake it up, all right, thoroughly. We're gonna watch everything dissolve in the bottom, okay? It's gonna dissolve into the solution. One of the things that's really important when you're outside mixing this stuff, okay? Do it outside, as I've mentioned in all my videos. This stuff is very fine powder. When we're mixing it outside, before you start splitting the 4 ounce per bottle, however, or quart, no matter how many quarts you do, I want you to shake this up really well. Some of these chemicals can settle, okay? And when they do, dyes can rise to the top, things like that. I've had people ask me, hey, how come my shrimp or this color of this jar is a little bit more, you know, darker, and this one's a little bit brighter and that. So all of this metric, okay, 2.5 cups of water, extra salts, all these sort of things are gonna change the dynamics of the inside of this, the colors that you're gonna get. But in the end, you're gonna have shrimp that, hands down, are some of the brightest shrimp on the market, okay? We're gonna let this kind of dissolve here, and we're gonna talk a little bit about some of the techniques that I use in the fall time to catch these fish, okay? Pro trolls, all right? How do we set up? A lot of guys ask me, Keith, what do you do? How do you set up? I'm gonna show you real quick. My favorite pro troll setup, okay? People ask me, what's your bumper length, okay? First things first, I run a barrel swivel with a hot shot clip right on the main line, okay? That's my lead. That's all it is. I don't run any of the extra components, any of the extra stuff. I run a 6-bead bead chain, okay? 16-inch bumper, okay? Pro Troll, my favorite one, short buzz, okay? To a 21-inch leader, okay? To my VIP blade, one of my favorite blades of all right? To 2 double 2-aught Gamakatsu Big River hooks, okay? That setup is my personal favorite setup. Here's another one that I love, that I run out of my boat quite consistently. Again, same blade, add a pink hoochie, okay? Another one that I run that I love, 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 okay? That blade. Stuff works good. One of the things that's really important is you make sure you put enough beads, all right? Where'd we go? Right here. Enough beads to get the blade away from the butt of the shrimp. How do we rig the shrimp? Real simple, okay? I'll show you real quick. I take the shrimp and I just turn it sideways. I don't go this way, I go sideways, and I just go right to the top of the tail. Just like so, okay? And that shrimp's gonna lay just like that. That's my setup, okay? That simple. Nothing more to it. Let's talk a little bit more about a couple of the other things that I'll run from time to time, okay? Smileys. Sometimes I'll run smileys in slower currents when I'm backing down on my speed out there on the Columbia. Water temp plays a factor in that. One of the things you want to pay attention to with water temp is in good electronics, obviously, is where these fish are. Are they on bottom on an outgoing tide? Are they 10 feet down? Are they 15 feet down in 45 feet of water? Quite often you'll see these fish well off bottom. Pay attention to your electronics, pay attention to where those fish are traveling, because again, fish have got to see the offering before they're going to take the offering, right? Makes simple sense. One of the other blades that I love, that little dude, that's a little gangster blade. Some of you guys out there painting these things, man, you guys are blowing me away with what you're doing. Some super, super amazing stuff. All right, back to this. Now, see my salt? It's all settled in, okay? It's gonna take a while for this to dissolve. Sometimes I will actually take and do this the day before and allow this to sit out at room temperature and just dissolve the salt, okay? But for the sake of the video, we're gonna go ahead and move forward with adding shrimp, okay? We've got shrimp ready to go here. Careful when you're adding them, don't splash. Stuff will get everywhere. And we're gonna stuff this bugger full. We're gonna take it right up to the rim here where the juice is just about ready to roll out. Now mind you, as the salt dissolves, okay, it's gonna make just a little bit more room in here. But there you can see we're full of shrimp stuffed all the way to the bottom, all right? Now that in itself, when they become fishable, somewhere between 48 and 72 hours, you'll have fishable shrimp. So I like to make them a little bit ahead of time. You know me, I'm a scent junkie. Now one thing in the fall time is I've witnessed quite consistently in the last several years with the Ultimate Shrimp Cure, I've witnessed these fish not needing, because they're such fresh fish, not needing so much scent. Now there are times they do, right? So when I'm going out here, I've got 4 or 5 quarts with me, you know, quite consistently. My favorite scent, as we've mentioned time and time again, the most well-rounded scent that there is, ProCure Squid Oil. I'll add somewhere around a half teaspoon to one of my quarts. Another one that I run quite consistently in the fall is the water temps start to drop, okay? So we're starting to get back out in the main Columbia. We're not necessarily fishing these cold water influx spots. As the water temp drops a little, salmon slammer, that stuff's got all the good stuff in it, okay? Quite the mix. Make sure you shake it well before you add it. Again, half to 1 teaspoon for a quart. And then one last one, no giggling, okay? Butt juice, all right? What is butt juice? This is one of the very few that has a heavy liquid emulsification in regards to the scent and how it operates, right? And what it does. So basically this is a sinking type scent. This isn't an oil that rises to the top, it's a sinking type scent. So as you mix this into your shrimp, it's not something that's aerating off the back of the shrimp and rising towards the surface. This is something that's leaving a trail behind you that emulsifies in such fashion that these fish will hunt it down, for lack of better words, okay? Again, 1/2 to 1 teaspoon, all right? Those are some of the scents that I like to use, some of the things I like to use. One of the things, again, I want to emphasize, just kind of recapping real quick. The shrimp cure, it does a phenomenal job on its own, but most importantly, when we're going to be pro trolling, we're going to put a lot of speed on these shrimp, okay? We're going to put a lot of pressure on these shrimp. A lot of the commercial companies out there are very high salt content, okay? So they do make a crispier shrimp. I don't necessarily have that, and there's nothing wrong with that, okay? It works in many fashions, but one of the things I do have is a few chemicals that reduce the lipids, reduce the structure of the shrimp to some degree, to molecularly reduce it to where it emulsifies in the water column and creates a larger scent distribution. Does that make sense? To where these fish can, as they're making their way up to Columbia, whether you're on anchor or you're pro trolling or whatever you're doing, hovering, that sort of thing, they come up and they can zero in on that smell. And then they're gonna, because it's reduced so far molecularly, it actually, it blows their nose up, for lack of better words. That's what this is really all about. You know, the same thing with the Ultimate Egg Cure. It's the main reason that it does so well in regards to so many of the commercial cures available. Questions? Probably quite a few. And I'm going to be covering some more here soon as the egg season starts. We're going to do one on the Ultimate Egg Cure. Okay, so be paying attention and be ready for that. If you have questions, you want to reach out, I'm here to help. Okay, you can hit me up direct via my cell phone. It's available. You can go through the website, bestcoonshrimpcure.com, www.bestcoonshrimpcure.com. On social media, you got Facebook, Ultimate Shrimp Cure, Instagram, Ultimate Shrimp Cure, TikTok, Ultimate Shrimp Cure, and the same, ultimateeggcure.com, Ultimate Egg Cure on Facebook, or Ultimate Egg Cure on TikTok. All right. I want you guys to reach out, and I can't say thanks enough for all the pictures. You know, I've shared some of those. Last but not least, guys, when we're going through shrimp and we're talking about shrimp that are quality shrimp and not, okay? And there's a nice bright orange shrimp, right? Okay, look real close to this shrimp. You see that head? You see how it's kind of, it's soft already, okay? The shrimp is slightly, it's a soft shrimp. I don't care what you do, what you add to that, that's going to be a soft shrimp, right? Here's one for an example. That's a firm shrimp, okay? Nice whiskers. Now as I squeeze that shrimp head, that carcass, or the head itself is very firm, okay? Now, if you want to be super anal and take the time to sort all your shrimp, to pull all these little soft, I mean, look at that. That's just soft, right? Nothing you can do about that. If you want to take the time to sort those shrimp out, let your shrimp thaw first, you're going to reduce the number of soft shrimp that you may get in a jar. A lot of the commercial companies out there take their time to sort these shrimp out. That way they have perfect shrimp for you, okay? I don't get hung up on it, right? I mean, if I got 10, 15 shrimp in my jar that are softer shrimp, I'll toss them. I'll even fish them at times, depending on the tactic of fishing that I'm using. I mean, obviously, if we're pro trolling, we want those shrimp as firm as they can be. So again, maybe take your time to sort shrimp, add the extra salt, flip the jars consistently. You know, first couple of weeks, be flipping those jars, and if all the salt dissolves, add more salt. That's simple, okay? You can never have too much salt in these. Send pictures, all right? Go to Ultimate Shrimp Cure. Take a look at that Fall Chinook that I just caught. That thing was a tank. It was a gorgeous, gorgeous fish, okay? Lots of those coming, I'm sure. We're gonna have some amazing fishing, some amazing fisheries. Hang close to that cold water right now in the Columbia. That's where it's happening. Talk soon.